So, the last few years, there's really been a lot of people, railing against, America and so-called, white culture, colonialism, as they say. But what they're forgetting is their history. Is because if you look at North America, South America, before the white man got here, the blue-eyed devil, uh, they were doing the same thing. How do you think the Mayans and the Aztecs and all the big tribes in North and South America, the Inca, how do you think they got so big and powerful? They conquered other tribes. Some tribes they wiped out completely. Some tribes they just slaughtered the men and the old people and took the women as sex slaves and the kids as child soldiers. And that was the way of it. Now, of course, they were much more brutal than the Europeans. And the Europeans were brutal, make no mistake. But the Aztecs, they were the most brutal probably in human history, my God. I mean, the number of heads they chopped off, sacrifices, was appalling numbers. I mean, child sacrifices. And the way they did it was they ripped out your heart while you were alive. While you were alive. Let you see your beating heart and then cut your head off. Oh, how nice, how lovely. And then you have these people, these Mexicans, walking around with Aztec tattoos, proud. I'm proud of my heritage. You can be proud of that. But then you rail against British colonialism, French, Spaniard, the gall you have. I mean, my God. The Aztecs were probably the worst human beings on earth. Ever. Certainly amongst the worst. So you have no room to talk about. And yeah, okay, is it a very nice thing to do to conquer someone, take their land? No. No. Virtually everyone agrees that that's a horrible thing to do. But virtually every culture on the planet has done it. Almost everyone. That was the way of it. It's still the way of it. Look at Russia right now, trying to take Ukraine. No justification for that. We want it, so we're going to try and take it. That's it, and that's how it was always done. So, you can't just look at those things and go, oh, well, that's it for eternity now. You're terrible. No, you have to look at them and say, okay, well, that was bad, but you're not the same now. So, kudos to you for correcting the evils of your way. And then now these chants, with Israel, oh, stop colonialism and all this, and it's nonsense. Um, you know, Israel's not colonizing other countries, other cultures. So the people need to educate themselves on the history, the real history. Don't you look up Wikipedia or some whack job. Don't just take my word for it. Go look at real history. Go get an actual book, actual history books. Go to the library. Walk to the library. Use your feet, not your phone. Walk to the library, grab books, and read them. Ancient Greeks, ancient Romans, ancient everybody, and on up till nowadays. And you'll see that from time to time, the vast majority, at times, were the same way. They conquered, they enslaved, they slaughtered. Sometimes they would just go in and raid a village and take their women for sex slaves, and that's it. I mean, we were brutal. We were animals back when we started in the early days, hundreds of thousands of years ago and beyond. We were animals, so we were more vicious. We still get vicious from time to time, But we're getting better. But unfortunately, it's a part of humanity, a fortunate part where it seems to just take forever for us to just stop that nonsense and move forward in a positive way. But the way you move forward is not by attacking people for their distant past, because everyone has a bad past. Every culture, just about. So just look at who they are today, and generally speaking, there might be some bad, some good, but you have to look at everything in its totality. So just try and be positive. Thanks.